Before I make this video, I'm just going to quickly say they got a valid point on this opinion. They had 190 days on the game. There's a screenshot right there. If you want to look it up and be 100% sure of that, fine by me. But that's how many hours I've got. I'm not boasting about it, but that's just proof that I got a valid opinion on this argument.
Do you guys think that people like Keyori, people like Dunkey, all those type of people actually made people quit League of Legends when they quit? Well, I mean, it does. I know, I completely understand this, but people like Keyori and Dunkey, they are literally the same person. Keyori is an absolute copy of Dunkey, and they're just like both the same. Keyori literally is absolutely copying Dunkey. Not exact, not 100%. Like, I mean, Keyori has different content and all that stuff, but it doesn't matter. I'm not talking about Keyori and Dunkey. I'm talking about, do they actually influence their fans to stop playing League of Legends? I do not think this at all. I think that a lot of people will still be playing League of Legends years to come, and even if they do quit League of Legends, they'll come back and play it one time or again. People that play once or twice a day, or 3 or 4 times a day, for instance, and they just like hack at the game, they're obviously going to have more upsetting time, because they're going to take the game too seriously. They might, for instance, be playing the game too much, and that could make them more bored of the game. There are so many champions in the game in League of Legends right now that you really could not get bored for a long time. If you kept playing, I completely understand you probably could get bored, but you'd have to put in something like 100 hours of gameplay, and even then you could always come back to the champions that you played or mastered or whatever and have a bit of fun. Once you hit normals and level 30, you probably want to go play ranked. It's completely understandable, and I find that once you get to this stage of League of Legends, you'll find that people start playing the game much more seriously. Now, some respect, there used to be a thing called solo queue. If you guys didn't know about this, solo queue was a place where you would only, which was the old rank system, and you could only play in duo or solo, which means that you could not play if you're other friends, which you can now. You can play in 5-mans now, but when you get matched, you could get matched against pre-mades if you're a solo, but the chance of that and not having pre-mades in your team is pretty slim. Now, but a lot of people play in dynamic queue now, which is the new solo queue, which is not for solo queue. It's actually for more than 1 to 5 players. The actual queue is great because it matches you with people that are around about the same level as you and about the same group size as you, and what's not. And that's half the reason why the queue times are so long now. You can also pick your role, which you can pick support and whatsoever, and I think that that's really good. You can also pick all these different roles, but most of the roles are really fun now. Even if you go and play support now, it's very fun. Playing Thresh or Alistar or any of those type of champions, Sona, it might not even be your thing like some of the champions there, but there's I'm sure at least one support champion that you would like out there, and that's what I liked about solo queue in some respect, that you could play you had to play every role, and you had to get good at the game in that respect, but now you don't have to, so there's a lot more to the game, and that's probably why a lot of people are getting bored of the game, because there's only one role. You can pick your own roles now, so you can actually pick your own roles, and a lot of people just keep playing their own role, and that's why they get so bored of the game. And obviously that's not the only reason why people are getting bored of the game or don't like the game at the current moment. The meta system is very, very different. It's unstable and it's always changing, and that's what I really like about the game, because there's always new champions getting good and some champions really shit. Jokes, but there's a few champions that are kind of shit at the moment, but most champions are pretty balanced. There's always champions that stand out. That's just how the game works. It's nearly impossible to get a completely balanced system. There always has to be someone a bit stronger than someone else. But it obviously depends how you play them. And in this game, you always have to be good at the game. And I think another reason with meta and stuff that people get upset about is how all the old builds have changed and all that. And how you could used to be able to play APGP and all that. How there's the random scaling on certain abilities for certain champions. And how you used to be able to do that. You can still do that with certain champions, but the scaling is not as high as it used to be. And that's because, you don't want anyone really busted running around one-shotting your fucking team and all that stuff. But it's somewhat fair, and they're trying to make the game as fun as possible, and you'll actually find it more fun if you don't have retarded people jumping around and doing a million damage. If you know what I'm saying. But Obviously, another reason why people don't like the game is because the games last too long. And I think that the games last long enough. And again, Reddit did say they have a vote on this, and Reddit said they split push games were too fast and not too long ago. People complained about snowballing too much, and they obviously they wanted to nerf ZZ Rot and to make the games lasting longer. So I mean, like, everyone wanted the games to last longer not so long ago. So obviously there's people out there that still like games to be long games. I in fact do like games to be long games sometimes. I also like short games too, and that's why the game's so good, because you can have games that can go really short, really fast, and all that type of interesting stuff. And that's why the community of the game is so real fun. Games can lasting too long can be a bit annoying at times, but it makes the game more intense. The death times go up and all that interesting stuff. They also, people complaining about the maps. There's Dominion. Dominion was removed, obviously we all know that. And I do think that was the right way to go, because no one was playing it. People asked for Dominion and no one was playing it anyway. People will ask for new maps and they just end up going back to fucking Summoner's Rift. So stop being a little bitch and saying that, oh, League of Legends, it's only got one map. Well, it's got so many other diverse things, left builds and all those different options that you'll find that you're not going to have just a shit time. So, and a lot of people don't like League of Legends just because some of their friends say they had a bad time playing it. And people take this game far too seriously, I find, at times. And I also think that when you go into ranked, I think you should have a light head when you're playing ranked, because the game itself, a lot of people are going to BM you, and it's actually literally just joking around. And at the end of the day, no one honestly cares what I have to say. But obviously, try and be nice to the bros. Try and be nice out there. And of course, if you think that League of Legends is definitely taking a lot of shit, Riot's taking a lot of shit for no reason whatsoever, smash the like button there. And obviously leave it a dislike if you think League of Legends is a bad game, but please leave a comment and tell me why exactly you think it's a bad game, because I personally do not think it's a bad game, and I do think it's going to stay alive. And games like Overwatch are going to die out just because they don't have that exact custom builds and all that type of stuff. It's going to be literally like Battleborn at the end of the day. Thanks guys for watching, and subscribe if you want to see some more interesting stuff.